Hi guys, Yacca here. So Quest Mage is still in a good spot. It's actually the very first class that I covered coming into this new meta, and a bunch of stuff has changed and a bunch of stuff has not. So I think I want to give you a revised list where I can talk a little bit more about matchups, mulligan tips, and so on and so forth. So let's have a revised look at the Quest Mage in the new nerfed meta. And if you want to see more stuff like this, do remember to follow the channel through a subscription. That's difficult to pronounce. And if you like what you see, you know what to do. And if you have any questions, drop a comment. Mulligans for Quest Mage, other than keeping the quest, of course. There are some general considerations and a consideration for one specific opponent, and I will get into that once I cover the general stuff. This newish iteration of Quest Mage include actually minions, which the previous very early builds of Quest Mage did not, because they was kind of focused around no minion mage and getting a Pexis Blast as well. But looking at the meta as it is, there's a lot of classes that is not playing that many minions, or wait with playing minions until very late in the game in order to delay your quest improvement. This is why an inclusion of Wand Thief, which both generates another spell and allows you to target that one with specific things like First Flame and Brain Freeze, actually furthers the game plan a lot. So that's a keep in the mulligan. Also, still the best one, even though it got a nerf from 2 to 3 mana, Incanter's Flow is still the highest kept mulligan win rate card in the deck at all. The only exception to this is against Aggro Druid or Druid, because here it is simply too slow in order to manage the board states that comes at you. So that's kind of the only exception when you're talking about keeping Incanter's Flow, or else you'll keep it always. Then you like to keep your Ice Barrier usually, because again, if you don't have the Wand Thief to target with Brain Freeze, then the Ice Barrier will progress the quest just a little bit and allow you to heal a little bit, but also manage to get some of the tiers done in the quest line. Usually Refreshing Spring Water is actually thrown back, but and I can see people are from the stats that a lot of people are not keeping this one, but it is a high priority keep. I can see it's like 16%, but it's top 4 or 5 in the cards that you need to keep in order to win the game. So definitely consider keeping this if you have other stuff, for instance like Incanter's Flow, Ice Barrier. Then definitely consider keeping Refreshing Spring Water as well. What sometimes happens with the Quest Mage is that you simply run out of cards, and if you don't get the card draw, then you fizzle out and your opponent can finish you. Talking about the matchups, the really aggressive decks you struggle a little bit against, unless they're very board centric. For instance, Face Hunter, Quest Shaman and Quest Rogue do not really require that much attention on the board, or they have stealth minions. So those you struggle a little bit against. And there's actually only 2 really horrible matchups, which is not that prevalent in the meta anymore. And that's Poison Rogue, because they only use weapons. So that's really awful for you. And they can even remove your Wand Thieves quite easily. And also Anaconda Druid, where they reset your mana to 1. You will not be able to manage doing that. So that's, you could almost instantly concede. That's a really skewed matchup, where you only have like 15 to 20% of the games that you win, and that is, from a stats perspective, really, really horrible. I think that's enough said around the opponents and what to face, how the mulligan is. And the only exception to what I mentioned of these like 3 or 4 cards that you need to keep at the mulligan, Fire Sale, you need to keep that against Druids, because that is the highest mulligan kept win rate card, and people are not doing this to a great extent. And I even have a game for you guys that I'll show you where this actually comes into play. So I think with that set, with the mulligan, with the matchup talks, Quest Mage is still in a good spot. It does well in tournaments. A lot of people are bringing it to Grandmasters and doing well with it. So it is a good and solid deck still. But let's have a look at some of the games that I've chosen to bring to you guys with Quest Mage, so you can see how to pilot the deck. Against Druid, I really would like Fire Sale. First Flame is also good. Especially against what's they called? The Battle Guard. Where's the main Battle Guard? Refreshing Spring Water is okay. But if it's aggro Druid, which likely it's gonna be, could be Quest, it seems. Let's see. I don't think I'm in a much better spot if it's Quest. No matter which one it is, it's really about managing the board.
Waits for no one.
Here we go. If the Battle Guard comes out, then I could choose to First Flame, Brain Freeze. We'll see. Then it's still good to do this, and then I can still do the other one. There we go. Like Second Flame and Hero Power. If it turns out that we are facing a Razormane Battle Guard. Also another Firewatch post. That one. I do want to try and play around composting, which means that I want to get rid of some of the minions out there. Let's do this. Not sure. Actually, counter spell. It's very spell heavy, his deck, so let's do that. Oh, the spells that are in there are high impact, it's not spell heavy. Cancer's Flow is okay. Let's get rid of some of this stuff, and I guess Flurry. And then we can counterspell on the next turn and actually progress the quest. Maybe. And Cancer's Flow is less of a concern.
Just an arrangement away.
Oh, that's the one. That one I really want to get rid of. And that is why Fire Sale is so great against Druid. So we get a boof. Ah, he's got an acorn, so no boof shit. Okay, it's still arcane. Like you can do this. Then he's gonna do the composting if he's got it. Yips. That was my concern. And then I don't have it in the deck, but if I could discover... like a... what is it called? Devolving missiles. It's arcane that I still need, yes. Maybe he's not realizing what I played. We'll see. Another counterspell actually. We do get 2 draws now. And I could do this. We'll see.
What?
Harbor up. Come on. Ah, man. Still do this into Fireball. I'll be at 5. Sure, that's fine. I kind of want to find... devolving missiles. Come on. Guess mask. Go for frost. Maybe we get to discover one.
Job's done.
Oh, we're not even on discover.
Only so much time.
We have already moved along.
Reflect in the moon well.
Dude. Oh, that's bad. Do get to heal a little bit. Second flame, and then what? I would really... flurry, that's not too bad. Let's do this.
I demand answers.
Second flame. And then we flurry. This one is something else. Oh, come on. This should tidy up the board. It's counterspell, right? It's actually pretty good. But maybe I'll like to play the secrets instead. Sure, but if he arbors up, for instance. Still have the protection from the counterspell. Okay. He's definitely attacking with this one. And then what? Mule? Okay. Cram session is fine here. Maybe I encounter slow first. Can't do both. Do one. Fire sale. That's it, right? Clears the board, he draws a card and leaves up 1 minion, but we're still fine. And then Arbor up, he can't do that. So we're staring into 2 damage, and that's it. And then we could do... like, I really want to have that one out there as well, but I guess it doesn't matter anymore. To counterspell into Ice Barrier, into maybe some card draw. Out of board clears actually. So I need to manage this the old-fashioned way. Oh no, Arbor up. Okay. Let's get rid of this one. And let's see what we get out of this guy. If it's devolving, kind of want devolving. Flurry is also good. Blocks out 2. And I guess it's gonna be these 2 guys. Let's see what we get here. Sure, for later. Counterspell. Ice Barrier. And then we leave it. So I'm gonna heal 8, and he can't do any top deck like composting, Arbor up. He can't do that. And the fire sails are really the ones that carried me here. Healing. And I think then we're gonna do a Mask of Cthulhu into Incanter's Flow. Sure.
Oh, it says explode!
It says explode. We got all of it. And then Incanter's Flow. Just for good measure. And we do have the card draw. We should be able to finish this quite soon. Because the comeback mechanics in the spells that he might have, he doesn't really have that. And if he drops like a Farwatch Post, which could be annoying, and it's not really all that annoying.
Step out!
Cool. He's gonna concede when I start the draw here. Most likely, anyway. Let's get these ones shuffled in. Draw again. Let's get the fireball going. Hit. Safety third. And let's do this. And ignite. We're good. We're all good. But even this, as a tough matchup, you could manage that. Well, yes, we say adios. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Any other languages? Sayonara. Do svidaniya? No, my guy. Farewell. Farvel. På gensyn. And we got it sorted. There we go. Exactly lethal.
Lady Prestor versus Gul'dan.
Well, Incanter's Flow is the highest mulligan win rate card. So we'll keep that. Likely he'll not be playing that many minions early on. This is good. So now I just need some kind of fire spell. There we go. Order of business is then Ignite, Incanter's Flow, Ice Barrier, and then something. We'll figure it out. against West Warlock, I think I am actually okay. It's not the worst matchup because we kind of agree on the same game plan. Do nothing for a few turns, and then burst the face of the Warlock. Could do this to progress the quest. Sure. It's not the best. It gives me more card draw. Perfect. And then we'll see if we get some kind of frost spell instead. Then I would much rather use that on his minion. Okay, let's do this. Let's see what we get. Rain freeze, flurry, something like that. Rain freeze. And then I have the other stuff sorted as well. Only annoying thing is that then he can raise dead and get another one. See? I told you so. Primordial studies. Arcane. I can manage on this turn if I do this and that one. And I think that's the main gist of it. Let's do that. More draw. And get rid of that guy. And then we'll discover something. I have Arcane. A bunch of Arcanes. I need Frost. And Fire. Okay. This one is good. Because it allows me to drop either way. And he might think it's an ice barrier. If he procs that one. Likely he will not though.
More bones to gnaw on.
Ouch. Yeah, like I said, coming out of race dates, they are quite annoying. But let's do this either way. Tap that one. Because I'm not going to take any damage from that. It lines up quite well. 8 damage and 8 healing. And then I just need Frost and Fire. Frost is there. One thing could be if I get a Fire Sale, then I could just drop the Blood Mage and then a Fire Sale to clear the board. He's still on part 2. Yes. We're close to finishing ours. Fire Sale. Off the top. Go.
Almost out of time.
Fine, yeah, sale. Wow. Well, we can't actually manage those guys. This one being more important. There we go. And we finish the quest. And it's been procced, so he might think that it's ice barrier. And then he will maybe attack my stuff. Worst thing, mutinous.
You are
Nope.
defenders.
No mutants. Then I think we are kind of fine. Likely I'll just use spells to clear my minion, but we'll see.
Bones to gnaw on.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Crime session.
I have proven myself. I demand answers.
Let's do... That's a lot of damage. Wow, it's a lot of damage. Is there anything that I'd like to get instead? I guess this one and then some kind of freezing. Like flurry. Shooting star works, I guess. Gets rid of 6 damage. And then you can choose whether to keep out the 7-drop. But it'll spawn a... if it attacks, it'll spawn another water elemental. But if he does not get rid of it... Well, he does. Then it will be quite a bad spot he's in. He's down on 10, not yet. This means that his clipboard is not active yet. He is in quite a predicament right now, I think. He knows it's not ice barrier. And he knows it's frost. But if he's paid attention to this, then he knows exactly that it is Oasis Ally, because that's the only one.
Haven't heard of me? You will.
Alrighty. Let's see. Might be that we can finish him off. 9. I need another 15. Definitely still do this first. And that one. Great. Another 5. Let's generate a little bit more mana. And I think we're there. We are there. And there we go. And 6 points of damage. We are in agreement. Let's hit the Warlock's face.